So by far my favorite part of the Kebos Lowland update is the farming guild. When the update was released, I had an interesting idea. Is it possible to have a self-sustaining account just in the farming guild? Unlike any of the other skill guilds in Gielinor, the farming guild has pretty much everything you need to continue farming all the way till 99. It has a tool shop, a seed shop, pretty much every patch in the game. That combined with master farmers and farming contracts would allow me to get every single seed in the game, barring a few. So that got me thinking, if I got a fresh account to 45 farming and 38 thieving, how far could I make it without ever leaving the farming guild? The farming guild is divided into 3 tiers. The first tier requires 45 farming, the second tier requires 65 farming, and the last tier requires 85 farming. Now because of this, I won't be able to enter the farming guild until I get at least 45 farming. So that is going to be one of the 3 skills I'm actually going to level up before I go here. The first one's going to be 45 farming, the second one is going to be 38 thieving, and the last one is just going to be level 3 herblore, or at least having unlocked the herblore skill. Those are going to be the 3 skills I think I'll be able to train in the farming guild. Those 3 unlocks are going to be very important for providing interesting content later on. Once I can enter the guild, leveling up farming is not going to be as easy as it seems. With 45 farming, I will only have access to allotment patches, bush patches, flower patches, and the cactus patch up north. So because of this, getting those early farming levels is going to take quite a while. Once I get up to tiers 2 and 3, it's going to be very important that I have a lot of seeds stockpiled because some of the farming contracts require tree seeds, which the only way to get them is through farming contracts. So there's a lot to plan out, a lot of different ways I can take this. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started. So originally this was meant to be my test account. There were just a few things I wanted to test out about the farming guild, mainly whether you could get assigned like fruit tree contracts without having fruit tree seeds, or at least the actual second tier of the guild unlocked. It turns out you cannot, so that's good. However, something happened when I was training up this account, and I just have to continue with it now because there's no turning back. Okay, so I'm quickly going to get from levels 1 to 15 farming just by planting bagged trees in my POH. It's a really quick way to get farming levels since the very first tree you can plant is at level 15 farming, which takes quite a while to do otherwise. This should be the last plant. There we go, there is 15 farming. Okay, so we went and bought some acorns on the Grand Exchange, so we're going to go ahead and check the health on this oak tree. That should get us to 20 farming. So we're going to do this all the way to 45 farming. We'll do fruit trees, oak trees, we'll go up to willow trees when we get a chance, and then after this we need to go train our thieving. So as I mentioned earlier, I really need level 38 thieving to be able to thieve from master farmers. Master farmers are going to be pretty integral for the account, so I really need to unlock them before I go to the farming guild. Alright, there we go, there's level 20 thieving. We got it just from thieving from the baking stall. I always feel bad stealing from the baker, I don't know why. Alright, so we moved on to the silk stall. That should be level 30 thieving already. I much prefer this method. You get caught a lot less for some reason. So yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. I got the raccoon pet like at level 35 thieving. I don't know why I get so lucky with stupid little things like this, but I can never get the drops that I actually want. I guess that's just the way RNG goes. Yeah, I don't want to abandon my little raccoon friend, so I think I'm going to make this my main account. Otherwise, he's going to stay on here forever alone with no one to feed him carrots or maybe potatoes or strawberries or whatever I can grow in the farming guild. I think this is a sign. I'm just going to use this account. There we go, guys. We just hit level 38 thieving. All we have to do after this is get 45 farming, do druidic ritual, and we will be good to go. There we go. There's level 27 farming. We can now plant our very first fruit tree. From here, it'll go very quickly, and we'll hit 45 probably in 2 or 3 days at most. Okay, we ended up getting 44 farming with like a couple hundred experience left, so we just planted a few more plants in our POH, and this should be level 45 farming. There we go. That is the main requirement out of the way. So we're just going to quickly go bang out druidic ritual. And one thing I forgot to mention is I need to get a 60% favor in the Hosidia's house to actually enter the farming guild. I'll do that quickly and we'll be pretty much ready to go. That'll get us to level 3 herblore and will allow us to train our herblore actually in the farming guild. There's a kind of an interesting way I'll be able to do it. However, I won't be able to do it until I get the second tier of the farming guild unlocked. We have finally unlocked the farming guild. We can successfully enter now. We went ahead and got the 60% Hosidia's house favor. So we went ahead and cleared our bank of everyone except for the little raccoon guy. So we are starting from scratch. So the first thing we need to do is earn a little bit of GP because we need to get one of every farming tool, and there's only one that I can get for free. We need to get a spade, a rake, a seed dibber, maybe a pair of shears, and most of that is sold at the store. So we went ahead and just picked up a spade off the ground and a bucket, but the only other way I can really get money here is by selling seeds to the seed shop, and the only way to really get seeds is to thieve master farmers, and unfortunately with no food, it's going to be a bit of a lengthy process. So the tools cost around 5 GP each. Doesn't sound like a lot, but we'll have to go ahead and thieve some master farmers, or maybe just pick up a bunch of spades off the ground and sell them. So I'm going to go ahead and start by thieving the master farmer. Now the seed store in the farming guild will buy bush seeds, flower seeds, allotment seeds, and maybe cactus seeds, I don't know. But I'll need a few of those to begin with here just to get a bit of gold so I can buy the tools. So we have 5 Crandorian seeds, 3 potato seeds, and that should be enough, I think. Okay, so the Crandorian seeds sell for 4 GP each. That's actually quite nice. The potato seeds only for 1 GP each, I'm assuming. So we went ahead and sold those and we got 22 GP from that, which should be enough to get one of each of the tools, I believe. We're definitely going to want a rake, and we'll definitely need a seed dibber. The secateurs aren't super vital to begin with here, so we'll maybe just keep our gold for now. This shop's pretty nice. It sells empty pots, compost, plant cures if we need it, baskets, sacks, pretty much everything. So we're going to go ahead and get our very first farming contract. We're going to get an easy contract, which means we should be able to do it with seeds that we steal from master farmers. Hopefully it's something easy like potatoes. Let's get it, and it's sweet corn. Now that's not ideal because sweet corn seeds are actually an uncommon drop from master farmers, but we'll get it eventually. We'll have to keep thieving master farmers until we get 3 sweet corn seeds, which actually could take a little while because we have no food to restore our health with, so we will have to wait till our health regenerates every 3 fails. However, we're going to go plant our very first allotment patch. We're just going to plant potatoes. So we ended up getting a red berry seed from a master farmer. We're going to go ahead and plant that in the bush patch for now. Unfortunately, we can't eat red berries, even though that would be amazing. We're just trying to fill up all the patches possible right now because we want to get more early game experience, as well as any edible food will be extremely useful. Now, one last interesting thing here is the compost bucket. The easiest way for me to make compost right now is to chuck weeds in it. So we'll need to chuck 30 weeds in there, then we can make some regular compost once we can afford like 30 buckets, which will cost us about 100 GP. Okay, so here's our first successful harvest. It's potatoes. Now, there's not much I can do with potatoes except for just eat them. Now, you can bake them at level 7 cooking, which I could get by lamping. However, you need a range, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't work on a fire because it'll burn it every time. So we're going to go ahead and plant some onions now, just a bit more experience, I suppose. So we went ahead and collected 30 weeds, and we threw them in the compost bucket. Everything keeps dying, but now I'll have at least regular compost. I'll have 30 regular compost, which should increase the rate I think survive it by a fairly substantial amount. Once we get up to jangerberries and watermelons, we'll then be able to make super compost, which will be even better. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get that for another 2 farming levels. So there's my very first genie random. I'm not really sure what skill I'm going to put it in yet. I'm probably just going to put it in farming for now because I really need some early game farming levels. I could try to lamp up like wood cutting or cooking because I could chop down the trees and then I'd be able to train my fletching. However, I don't have an axe, so I'm not really sure if that's even viable. So I'm going to put it in farming for now. There's 450 farming experience, not bad. Okay, so we have 2 sweet corn seeds so far. We still need 1 more. It's not a very common thing to get from master farmers, unfortunately. So it's a very time-consuming process because I keep almost dying. That being said, I'm getting a nice baseline of all the bush seeds, some allotment seeds, and flower seeds are really useful. So once I get this contract done, I should have a lot of seeds to complete the next one. So that is our very last sweet corn seed. We have 3 now, so we should hopefully be able to complete our farming contract, assuming it doesn't die, which does happen pretty frequently. All right, so we got lucky and the sweet corn successfully grew. So we'll go ahead and harvest it, and then we'll quickly go complete our contract. Okay, Guildmaster Jane, let's get some good loot for our very first contract here. We need a few seeds desperately, mainly acorns, apple tree seeds. Any early game tree or fruit tree seeds are going to be extremely important for me to have. So we ended up getting some snakegrass seeds, very good. Willow seeds are also extremely useful. We got a few herb seeds, tomato seeds, some flower seeds, all together worth around 35k, so that's pretty good for an easy contract. Those snakegrass seeds will especially come in handy. So you may have noticed there's actually an imp that kind of chills in the farming guild, so I'm going to go ahead and kill it as many times as I see it, because getting any HP levels will be so useful because it would allow me to survive more hits from the master farmer. On top of that, getting some general combat levels could help out a little bit. I don't think there's any way to ever be able to kill the Hespori, but it's kind of a dream of mine. I could maybe get a battle staff from the new Celestia's plant. Otherwise, though, I don't think it's possible, but I'm still going to kill the imp. You bastard. Alright, again, their lamp, we're going to chuck it into farming once again. Now, the only drop I'd kind of be looking for is maybe a tinderbox. And unfortunately, even if I did have an axe, I wouldn't be able to chop logs until oak trees, because you can't actually grow a regular tree. The lowest level tree you can grow is oak trees, so that wouldn't really work either. There is our second contract completed. We just grew a cadaver berry, so we'll go back to Guildmaster Jane and get our seed pack. It's going to be limpet roots. That's pretty good. Any flower contracts are ideal because they only take like 30 minutes to grow, I think. Maybe actually only 20 minutes. So we've got a banana tree seed, a dwellberry seed, some herb seeds, jangerberries. Those are all going to be extremely useful for later on. Okay, our next contract was limpet roots, which we grew and only takes actually 20 minutes. So that is definitely an ideal contract. Let's go ahead and complete it. So let's go grab a new contract. It's going to be rosemary. That's also extremely good. It'll only take another 20 or 30 minutes to grow that one. And we got a bunch of fruit tree seeds and herb seeds actually this time. No acorn yet, which is something we really need to get eventually. We just harvested rosemary for our 4th farming contract. Next up, we need woad leaves. That's not bad at all. We already have those seeds. Let's have a look here. Anything noteworthy? Getting the sweet corn seeds is nice because they took a long time to get initially, but we're still looking for tree seeds or fruit tree seeds. So this is going to be our very first farming level. They take quite a while. That was about 5,000 experience and it took me about a day. So there's 46 farming. We didn't unlock too much at this level. However, at 47, we will unlock the watermelons, which will be extremely useful. And at 48, we will unlock jangerberries. Both of those are going to be extremely good for experience, as well as ingredients for super compost. So currently, this is the only way I have to make money. I have to sell off all my hop seeds to the seed stall. Right now, I don't need money that badly. However, once I get up to trees and fruit tree seeds, it's going to be a pretty decent commodity. I'll need 200 to clear a regular tree and 2,000 to clear the redwood tree. I won't really have to worry about that for quite a while. Our next contract was the woad leaf, which we've done. So let's go grab another contract here. We're getting an easy contract once again, and it's going to be potatoes. Nice and simple. So let's open up the seed pack here and see what we get. Anything noteworthy? Well, some useful things. Actually, potato cactus and cactus seeds. Those will be very useful once we get a higher farming level. Currently, our best food we can grow right now is tomatoes. Strawberries would be better if I had higher HP. However, since I don't, tomatoes heal 2 HP where almost everything else heals 1. However, strawberries do give a lot of experience per harvest. I'm getting 29 per harvest, almost 290. We got another farming contract completed here. Let's go grab our next task here. And it's going to be red berries, nice and simple. The seed pack gave us some pretty standard things, nothing too noteworthy here. More willow seeds, which will be useful eventually. So we finally got a Renar seed from Master Farmers. It's actually our second one. I'm not sure if Renar seeds are ever going to be that more important than regular herb seeds. However, they are good herblore training once they get to 38 herblore, and they're going to be pretty uncommon to get, although we can get them from farming contracts. Once we get up to the medium and high tier ones, we'll get Renars a lot more frequently. Alright, our next farming contract is going to be woad leaf. Very easy, I like that one. And as a reward, we get pretty standard stuff. We're still looking for acorns. We really need it pretty badly now. Okay, we finished that farming contract. I think we got woad leaves again. Come on, acorns, anytime now. Ah, man. Our next contract is going to be sweet corn. And let's open up this seed pack here. There we go. There we finally got acorns. 5 acorns. That'll be enough to get us started once we get to the next tier of the guild. Really nice to have some at least. And here's going to be our last contract done for the episode, dwellberries, and let's open it up once again. We're getting kind of low on sweet corn seeds, unfortunately, so that's probably my next most desirable seed right now. I don't think we got any, unfortunately. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the first episode. Let's have a quick look at the bank before we finish up here. I've tried to organize it kind of logically. First up here we have allotment seeds. We have one of every single one. Unfortunately, we ran out of sweet corn seeds because they kept dying, so we'll actually need to thieve Master Farmers before we can continue on with our contracts. 18 snake grass seeds are going to be extremely important because snake grass gives a ton of experience. Unfortunately, I won't be able to farm it until 61, I think. Next up here, we have our bush seeds. We have pretty much one of each as well. These stack up very quickly because they're pretty common as a drop, and you only need to use one at a time, whereas the allotment patches, you need 3. So we have red berries, cadaver berries, dwellberries, jangleberries, white berries, and poison ivy seeds being the highest tier. Herb seeds, we have pretty much one of each one. The only ones we're missing are like the higher tier ones like snapdragon and torsal. Then we have our flower seeds, which just go up to limpet seeds. The only one we're missing is the white lily. Down here we have the hop seeds, which we are using to sell off for money. And then we have fruit tree seeds. We have some apple tree seeds, banana tree seeds, orange tree, curry tree, and pineapple tree. We don't have anything above that yet because it's kind of rare to get from an easy contract. And down further we have our tree seeds and kind of our other ones. We have acorns and willow seeds so far for tree seeds. We have some potato cactus seeds and cactus seeds, which are kind of rare, as well as some other ones like belladonna and calquat, which I'll never be able to plant. And last up here we kind of have the produce section. So anyway guys, what do you think of this series idea? It's not going to be coming out very frequently. It's just kind of a side project. This is not going to impact my Slayer only Ironman at all. Since this is farming related, it doesn't really take much time to do, but I think it's kind of interesting and makes for a fun challenge. If you have any suggestions for things I might tweak about it, if I'm going to make some changes, I'd like to make it early on. Anyway, let me know with a comment down below. Thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time.